What's up, guys? My name is Jeff. Yes, Jeff. Like 21 Jump Street or 22 Jump Street. I don't remember which movie it's in. Yes, I've been hearing that my entire life. No, it does not affect me anymore. Maybe a little bit. I'm just kidding, guys. We are here in my 2021 BMW M3 Manual, non-competition. As you may or may not know, you cannot get the competition in manual, but luckily for this generation of M3s, the competition does not do much other than a tune. And this car in particular has been unlocked. I did drive it to Femto in Miami, now that they are so graciously there, and got it unlocked, and now we're making more power than the comp tune. I don't exactly know how much. It's MHD Stage 1. The car is currently all stock. It just has the EC reflash. Just wanted to make a quick POV. I'm actually holding the camera right now. I need a mouth cam or a head cam. I have a head cam, but not with me. The mouth cam is actually better because it actually gives a better POV. The head cam is more of like way up here, you know? And I kind of like this angle better. So I am holding the camera, so bear with me because I'm going to be shifting the gears and driving at the same time. Oh, and the light's green, look at that. My car, like I said, is all stock, so it's very quiet. So you're not really gonna get much aesthetic noise-wise. But nevertheless, it still is a very fun car to drive. Also, the speed there is that's fake. That's digitally added for cinematic purposes. So any speed you see there on the screen is not correct. I've had this car for a couple months. I previously had a Mark V Supra that was also tuned. That was MHD Stage 2, downpipe and tune. You know, typical B58 bullshit. But I'll tell you, that's all it needs. Changes the car, it's fun as shit, and it's pretty reliable as well. Wanted to get into a 4-door, always wanted an M3, so decided to make the jump, spend a little bit extra money, and get myself into an M3. I think I could probably do more videos with no talking once I get the exhaust and stuff put on, just because, you know, I always like watching the videos where the guys, you know, shut up and let you kind of experience the car and all the noises it makes, and the intakes and the exhaust and the pops and bangs, if that's your thing. But for now, you can't really hear much, so you're just gonna hear me yap. So a little background about this car while we're sat here at this stoplight. I am from Florida, as I mentioned, because I did drive this car to Miami. I got this car from Washington, D.C. I drove up, traded another car in for this one. All by myself, 14 hours, cannonballed that mother effer. Next day, woke up, got the car, cannonballed 14 hours back. It was a great trip. The trip up wasn't as fun. The trip back in this was much more fun, obviously, because, you know, I was in this, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. Did a lot of research on the manual transmissions before I decided to get it. A lot of mixed reviews. So a lot of people actually were hating on them. They said, you know, the gearbox is very rubbery and it doesn't have a lot of feel. I came from 2 WRXs, one base model WRX and one WRX STI. And, you know, if any of you have ever driven either of those cars, you know that the gearbox in those cars is very engaging. Japanese do it best, in my opinion, when it comes to manual transmissions, as far as the driver feel goes. Although coming into this, when I first drove it, my one complaint that I had was the clutch engagement on this car is very, very high up, and there is a lot of unnecessary dead room all the way down to the bottom. It literally catches right at the top, which at first kind of was odd to me because the Subaru that I used to drive, the clutch engagement was literally the complete opposite, all the way at the bottom. And this clutch is also very springy. But now that I have been driving it for a couple months, I actually like this clutch better. Let me tell you why. And I think BMW did this for a reason. The clutch engagement is so high that when you're taking this thing on the track, not that I've taken it on the track, but I'm imagining, when you take it on the track, or you're trying to shift gears quickly, it's very easy because you just barely have to tap your foot on the clutch and it'll actually get through gear. So as far as being able to shift very quickly, the way they have this set up allows you to do that. So I understand why BMW set it up this way, and now that I've gotten used to driving it, I like this. As far as the overall driver engagement goes, the shifter is very notchy in my opinion, and I like that. It's not rubbery. I don't know what people are talking about saying that it's rubbery. I think they're just fucking haters, but haters gonna hate. Obviously, the auto is going to be faster. This engine, S58, made for the ZF8 transmission, which is a phenomenal transmission. I had it in the Supra. Once you get a trans tune on it, it shifts like a goddamn Porsche PDK. And they're very stout. They don't really have any issues, and they can push a lot of power that you having to do any upgrades to them. With that being said, I originally kind of wanted to get an automatic, because I didn't really want to daily drive a manual. I got really tired of it driving the Subaru every day. But this is a much different driving experience, and this is a very easy manual to drive compared to the Subaru, and it's very forgiving and it's very beginner friendly, I'd say. It's like literally impossible to stall this car. It helps you out a lot. You actually don't even need to give it any gas at all, if you don't want to like actually roll off in first. If you just let off on the clutch, mildly to slow pace, the car will go. So props to BMW for doing that. But yeah, the manuals are also, they were much cheaper, for whatever reason. I guess that's just, I don't know if they were released cheaper. I think they were. Obviously, if you want to comp, it's more money. X-Drive is more money as well. You can't get this in X-Drive, which sucks. But that's okay, because I'd rather have the manual. It's just a more overall fun driving experience, and more engaging. But the comp X-Drives are way faster. So if that's your thing and you want it to just be fucking ridiculous and absolute monster, then get yourself a comp X-Drive, but they are significantly more money than the manuals are. So here is the outside of the car. I did get lucky and find myself a nice frozen Portimao. I think it's called Portimao. Correct me if I'm wrong. Portimao blue. I absolutely love the frozen. It's funny, everybody thinks this is a wrap. It's not a wrap. This is BMW individual paint. So as far as exterior specs go, this thing's pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the two-tone wheels. As you can see, I would think I'd probably rather have the black or just plain silver, but they kind of are growing me a little bit. I think once I lower the car, get rid of the wheel gap, and get it nice and fitted, I'll kind of reassess and decide what I want to do as far as looks wise go. I do know that I want to get the CSL front grille, which is like what everybody else does, so I guess I'm going to be like everybody else, but it does look good. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the M Performance front lip, not the rear one of course, because that's a waste of money. Get a rep for a fourth of the price. But I don't think I'm going to do carbon. I'm just going to do gloss black, because the rest of the outside of the car does have all the gloss black trim. Absolutely loving this car. A joy to drive. 3-liter inline twin turbo, inline 6. I just said inline twice, whatever. Makes around 400 and something horsepower factory, 400 and something foot-pounds of torque. I think it's in the high 400s for the horsepower and the low 400s for the torque. This is tuned stage 1, so I think it's probably making like mid 5s right now to the wheels. Unfortunately, with the manual transmissions in these cars, the clutch cannot handle any more power really than MHD stage 1. If you do have the ZF8, you have the automatic, those can handle, I think, up to 750, 800 horsepower without having to do anything to it. This one can't go any more than what it is right now, so if I do want to go stage 2, which I do at some point, I will have to upgrade the clutch. I know Clutch Masters makes one. I know it's a pricey job, but nevertheless, if I want to make the power, I have to do it. Nice interior. I did specifically want a 2021 or a 2022 because I don't like the big screen. I do like the pre-LCI interior better. As far as interior specs go, this thing is not spec'd very high. It does not have the bucket seats, which I didn't want the bucket seats. I think these are more comfortable. And it does not have any of the carbon fiber trim. It does have piano black, which is an upgrade, I guess. But it gets so scratched up and it just doesn't look good. I am looking to replace the piano black trim with some carbon fiber trim. I did find a couple of companies that make non-layover trim so that I can actually take this out and click it in and have it be proper. I love the way it looks. It's simple, it's not over the top, it's clean. All black interiors are always my favorite. So thanks for watching, guys.